Good evening, everybody. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you for coming out. I know it's summer, right? And fortunately, it's not good weather, but I appreciate you guys being here to celebrate the boys. I'd like to first start by just saying thank you to all the players for your hard work. You know, the program this year in all three levels was pretty successful, and that goes out to the boys and all their hard work, so let's give these guys a round of applause. Second, I'd like to thank the parents for making sure that these guys get to those early morning lifts, but also for all your support this year through all our new events with the parents and just trying to create an atmosphere and experience for these boys, but also for your guys' parents. And I really appreciate everybody's involvement this year for everything you guys have done. Tonight we're going to honor each one of our levels and call every one of the boys up and talk about our seasons. And then we're going to have some individual awards to honor each one of some of the boys at each one of the levels. So I'm excited to talk about all of these guys in front of us. We're going to get started with Coach Mitchell and the JV2 squad.
So first, we're going to start off by calling up all the boys one by one. Coach JP is going to hand me one of the envelopes. I'll read each boy's name. When I read your name, you guys come up. You'll shake Coach JP's hand. You'll come to see the stuff. You'll just hang out over here. And then once we go through and I have given everybody their stuff, then we'll have a little bit of a recap of our season. Clay Barker. Hunter Bergdahl. Connor Bethman. Xander Birchfield. Eli Crusoe. Johnny Zapla. Max Franson. Aiden Hack. Cody Hoover. Hudson Horstein. Jackson Kemp. Parker Mazo. Peter Nate. AJ Turner. Nico Rosado. Matthew Sanderson. Ryan Stillard. And John Tobin. So this year, guys, the JV2 team ended with a record of 26-9. We ended up finishing first in our conference with a conference record of 15-3 throughout our 18 conference series. Throughout the year, the boys put in countless hours learning about how to play baseball the Lakes way, and I cannot state how proud and happy JB and I are of the progress that they made throughout the season. As a team, we finished with a 270 batting average and a 438 on base percentage. But the backbone of our team was our pitching staff. I think if you ask any of the boys or JB, that would say the same thing. Through 212 total innings, our pitchers only surrendered 59 earned runs, and this resulted in an earned run average of 1.948 throughout the season. Including that, the pitchers also struck out 302 batters across those 212 innings. So me being a math person, I went through and figured out that was 1.42 strikeouts per inning. So that's pretty impressive. Throughout the year, myself and JB, we really consider our team a very scrappy team. And we did what we needed to do to win games. We weren't going out there hitting multiple extra base hits a game. But we were really being scrappy and doing the things that we needed to. We went from being unsuccessful on our first 34 bunt attempts in the year. So yes, I started keeping track of it because I couldn't believe that we could not get a bunt down. To in our last game getting 3 down in a row for base hits. So we really grew and did the little things that we needed to do to win games. In addition, we also ran the bases very well. We ended the year stealing 156 bases out of 162 attempts, which resulted in a 96.3 stolen base percentage. So once again, we bunted, we hit balls, we moved guys over, we stole bases, we did the things that we needed to do to win those scrappy games. And then overall, myself and JB, we really hope that the boys enjoyed their first taste of high school baseball and Lakes baseball. We wish them nothing but the best the next 3 years here at Lakes. They have a very, very bright future.
We will, for the JV1 guys, we'll start a similar way. We'll call their names. Come on up and get their packet. And then we'll say a bunch of nice stuff about them after. So they're a lot closer than the younger guys, so this may go a little bit quicker. All right. DNA. Mason Giallo. Aaron Haley. Aiden Hopkins. Vinny Jenks. Jake Kane, not here today. Jake Kane. Donald. Tyler McCall. Trent Miller. Jake Nass. Logan Vinshaw. Kyle Scaria. And John Zutkis. Before I start talking about these guys, and I'll try and keep it short because I can talk about these guys all night long. I do want to start with some thank yous. So just want to thank these guys over here at Coach Hoffman for this opportunity and this experience. We spent a lot of time together as a staff and with the young men. And these guys, it's not a job. These guys make it a great place to come and work and be at, and it's fun. Sometimes my wife gets on my case because she's like, "You're going to baseball again? Are you sure you're going to baseball or just hanging out with your friends?" I'm like, "I am hanging out with my friends. We're just playing baseball while we do it." Thanks to Coach Norland. He did an awesome job. Those of you that don't know, Coach Norland works like overnight or very early in the morning to the day. He comes home and sleeps for a few hours, and then he comes and coaches these guys. And it's not an easy lifestyle to keep up with, but he did it, and he did a great job. He never missed a day. Well, until the last game. But it was a great job for that. I appreciate all of And then, I know Coach Hoffman thanked the parents, but I just got to say, we have a really special group of parents with these young men. It probably speaks to why these young men are who they are and the way they are. But the parent group for this team is outstanding. You don't have the kind of success that these guys have had a chance to have the last 2 years without a great parent group. Everybody pulls on the rope in the same direction. Parents root for every kid on the team, not just their own kid. They do everything they can to give them a great experience. I can tell you, moms and dads, there was nothing more exciting to the kids than when the cooler would show up for our dugout. The last game, it was so hot, poor Navy, it was melting in the dugout. And he gave the, I've never needed Mrs. McCall in my life more than he showed up. But that's just one small thing. You guys were wonderful to these boys. You gave them a great experience. Again, when the message that's being echoed in the program is also being echoed at home, there's a chance for great things to happen, and we appreciate everything you guys have done for these boys. So, round of applause for the So, Coach Mitchell kind of showed me how pulling out all these stats. He had me scrambling for my game changers. I don't know how to do all the stats and stuff. And honestly, stats are, I think if you ask these guys, they would tell you, we don't talk about stats ever, right, during practice, right, or during the games. It's about what are you doing, and more importantly, how are you doing it to make yourself as good as you can be, to ultimately make the team as good as they can be. And I think every one of these guys sitting here, the best thing I can say about them is they are great teammates. They are great teammates to one another. It didn't matter who was in the lineup. It didn't matter who was 3 for 3 that day, or who was over 3 that day. It didn't matter who the starting pitcher was. Right? They were always in each other's corners. When a guy was down, they were there to pick him up. When a guy needed to be challenged and maybe pushed a little bit, they were there to push each other. And their status on the team didn't matter. It didn't matter. They were willing to hold each other accountable no matter what, and they were willing to play and give everything they had for their teammates. And that's why they won 28-4 this season, and that's why. some memorable games. I felt like, early on we were beating teams, we were kind of better than them, and we were beating them. And, our first real test was to go up to St. Viator and have to play there. And, tried to give them a challenge, right? We tried to build it up like, hey, this is a big deal. You're going to play a great program. And they got off the bus, and I think for the first time I felt a little bit of nerves from them. But they rose up to the challenge and won a very tough game against a very good team on the road. Beat St. Viator 3-0. And then we kind of got rolling there and played really good baseball. And our nemesis for these group of guys has been Grays Lake Central. I would tell you that they have them circled on their schedule and probably will for the next 2 years. And we played a great series with them. We lost 2 out of 3 to them. But the growth from when we played them as freshmen, when these guys played them as freshmen, to when they played them this year was night and day. It was night and day. We were in every game, we had a lead in every single game and a chance to win. And we just didn't get it done, but we will. I have no doubt that these guys will get it done as they move forward. The backbone of the team, similar to what Coach Mitchell had to say, is our pitching and defense. Our pitching and defense was outstanding. So I did have to look up the one stat, but we had a team ERA of 1.93, which is pretty darn amazing. And of that, we had 15 guys on our roster. 13 of these guys got on the mound during the season and pitched, which is pretty awesome. I mean, a lot of people might see 6 or 7 guys get on the mound. We had 13 guys get on the mound and pitch with this team. So that's pretty amazing. I think that's So to wrap up, I think the biggest thing for you guys, right, is your challenge is to not rest on your laurels. You know what that means? You know what that means? Nate, what does that mean? Right? So over the last 2 years, they're 57-10 over the last 2 years of baseball. And you know what that means when we start varsity baseball next year? 0. It means absolutely nothing. Okay? You have to continue to work hard. You have to continue to grow your game. You have to continue to be great teammates. You have to continue to invest in the mental training and the ability to overcome adversity to keep moving forward. And if you guys do that, the future is as bright as it can be for any team. All right? But you have to do that. There's no one's going to hand it to you. All right? So, couldn't be more proud of these guys. I love coaching them every minute of the day. I was talking to Coach Flash back there. It's a labor of love. It's a labor of love, and I love every one of these guys. Thank you guys so much for your hard work, and I certainly can't wait to see what you guys do moving forward.
Varsity guys, similar fashion, when you hear your name called, come on up. Mitch Revere. Mercier. Lucas Miller. Carson Morris. Zach Raffone. Jacob Sanderson. Mason Stigleiter. Xander Gilchrist. Casey Canoe. So this year we had a great group of kids. We had a mix of 10 seniors who led the charge for us, some 6 juniors and 2 sophomores. We had a group of experienced and unexperienced varsity players. We finished our season with a record of 19-13, which is the most wins the program has had since 2017. So congrats, guys. We started our season with wins over Johnsburg, Carmel, and Harvard. In our game versus Harvard, Spencer Kenneman and Evan Dahl combined to throw a no-hitter in that game. Following that game, we went on our spring break trip and picked up wins versus Branson and Neosho. After our spring break trip, we unfortunately, sometimes the way it works is we don't get the best weather after spring break, and so we ended up playing eight games in 9 days in that stretch. It was a long one, but the boys finished with a record of 6-2 during that stretch. We picked up wins versus Antioch, Round Lake, and Woodstock, and I really feel like that stretch of games really symbolizes what this group is about. They're just a hard-nosed, tough group that shows up to the field every day to play, no matter the circumstances. And I'm really proud of this group for everything they've done. In the second half of our season, we picked up wins versus Wakanda, Grace Lake Central, Grace Lake North, St. Viator, Lake Forest, Grant, and Wilmot. During this second half of stretch of games, we had a tough stretch that didn't go our way. And kind of continuing along the same thing, these guys showed up to the field every single day, no matter what the scoreboard says. At the end of the day, that's what we ask these guys, that they play the game the right way, the same way, no matter what the score says. And it says a lot about who these guys are as people, not just as players. And then ultimately, we earned the number 3 seed in our sectional, and a win against Carmel in the regional, and an appearance in the regional championship game, which hasn't been done in quite some time here. So ultimately, guys, you should be extremely proud of what you guys did and accomplished this year. I know I'm proud of you, and I really enjoyed coaching you guys, getting to be with you guys for the last 4 months or so. So thank you very much. Give these guys a You guys can ask me, please. So before this season, I talked a little bit about at our preseason meeting, kind of wanted to take a shift in what I want the program to be about. I really wanted to make sure that we gave our boys the best experience possible, and that experience being more than just what's going on in the field. Really talking about what we want to be as people, how we want to act, and really the effect that that can have long term, more than just the baseball field and where they're at Lakes High School. Ultimately, I believe that the change that we've made, the change that our boys have made, our group of seniors really led the way in making this change of trying to be the best teammate possible for the boys. And I really believe that that has led to not only our success in the program, but the success that these guys had at the varsity level this year. I can't say enough positive things about our 10 seniors and what they did, and being a great example for the younger guys and everybody sitting in this room on how we want to act and play as a Lakes baseball player. And so I want to take a few minutes as a coaching staff to just talk about each one of our seniors individually before we move on to some individual awards. So Coach Ho's going to start us off with a few seniors.
Spencer Kenneman. Spencer, come on up here. So, as you know, Spencer's a multi-year varsity guy. He is, I give Coach Huff and him a hard time because neither one of them like to say a whole heck of a lot. But the thing about Spence that I love about him as an athlete is when you show up to the field, he is the first guy, Coach, what do we need to get done today? What do we need to do? Here's what, he'll go out and he'll look at the field and say, I think we need to do this. So those little things that when it's a guy that hits in the middle of your order, they got a ton of innings on the mound for us last year and this year before he hurt his arm. He's a guy that still does all the little things, making sure the stuff gets taken care of. And I think that goes a long way. And you're going to hear a lot about, Coach already talked about culture, and we're establishing a culture. And it starts with this group of guys, whether they play all the time, whether they only play a little bit. The guys that have the right attitude, that show up to everything, that do things the right way, that's how you establish your culture, because the rest of your teammates and the younger guys in the program hopefully will emulate that. So Spencer's not a big vocal type of leader. He leads by example. He does everything the coaches ask him to do. And he also hit in the middle of the order for us. And that can be a challenge because as a hitter, you're going to get the pitcher's best pitch all the time. But he kept the right attitude. He come back to the dugout. I think I told you when you had like maybe 2 games in a row where you didn't get a hit. And well, what am I doing? You just need to stop thinking. Because he's very hard on himself, very critical. But Spencer's a heck of a ball player, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he does and moving on, going and playing ball in college. But it's been a fun to coach. I'm really proud of you, man. Lucas, another senior first baseman, pitcher, real quiet dude. Unless you get him talking. Once you get him going, Coach Barrett and I always had some really fun side conversations. He's way smarter than I am, and I don't mind saying that. But we had a blast. I really enjoyed getting to know Luke, just as a person, and a player. And he's another one of those guys. If you need something done, he's probably already doing it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, I was like, of course, Luke's on it. He's just one of those guys, doesn't say a word, doesn't complain, just does everything that you ask him to do. And when he got his opportunities throughout the season, he had a couple really big swings, one on the spring trip in Missouri, and then another one on senior day. I was just really happy for you because you get up there, you got your opportunity, and you're aggressive, and took advantage of that. But the most fun I had was just kind of being around him and getting him talking about sports. I mean, we were talking about like German league soccer, which I knew nothing about until I talked to Luke. But that's just the type of person he is. Once you get him going, he's a lot of fun to be around. And I know he's going to do great things. So really proud of you, man. Mason, 2-year starting catcher, also played some second base. We let him get on the mound this year, and he did a great job on the mound for us. But anybody will tell you, any good team's got to be solid up the middle. Catcher, middle infield, center field. And And I think that it starts behind the dish. Now, as a former catcher, I think maybe part of it is I think that's a really important job. But we put Mason back there last year, and we had to move him out to play second, put him back behind the dish, and then he went back there this year and just got the job done. At one point this year, with probably 10, 12 games into the season, he was hitting like 550. So not only was he handling the job behind the plate, but he was also handling the job at the plate. And just an outstanding competitor. I love seeing you grow as a catcher. I know you had a great rapport with Coach Barry when it came to pitch calling and working with your pitchers on the mound, working with the coaches. And really a catcher has to be an extra coach on the field. And it was nice to be able to kind of hand that job to him this year and see him just take off and run with it. And another guy, you know, just showed great leadership. And you're going to hear this is probably a theme of that leadership and the culture that's been established by this senior class. And I think you're going to see it carry on because the younger guys have learned from these guys. So, Mason, you did a great job this year, last 2 years, and I really enjoyed coaching you.
So first, I do want to say to the 10 seniors, I've been coaching for about 13 years. And I would say this is probably the most fun I've had coaching a baseball team before. I know I said to a lot of guys, but it was one of the first times heading into the summer where I was hoping the season would continue instead of left to end. And that comes when I was playing, when I was coaching, and I think a lot of that comes down to the players. Truthfully, and that's from the seniors down to the freshmen. I don't think there was a single day this year I came out here and I didn't enjoy myself. The second thing I want to say is I hate being away from my two daughters. Like, it really gives me a lot of guilt. And I did want to say thank you. I know every time I bring them to Lakes, they are accepted like their family. They get treated amazing. They get gifts and candy and stuff they don't need. So I just want to say thank you to all you guys and the boys for being so good to my two girls. And then one more thank you to Coach Hoff. I know not a lot of you guys get to hear him talk because he doesn't talk often. But I'm telling you, he's one of the best. He loves when he gets called out too. The nice thing she said. One of the best coaches, one of the best humans I've ever been around in my entire life. The reason why I'm here, the reason why I'm not leaving. Anywhere that dude goes, I'm going with him. Your kids are in good hands. So round of applause for Coach Hoff. I didn't know we were talking about it, but I got Maddie. Maddie, come on up here, buddy. So I've got like the game changer stats and stuff like that, even though I got all the data. But when I was thinking about Matt, how I actually really know Matt on a different level than I know a lot of other players because Matt did a lot of pitching with me. So we'd have a lot of conversations about not baseball things. So truthfully, when I was thinking about like, what am I going to say about Matt? I would say baseball-wise, Matt was the guy who was always trying to do a drill. He always wanted to know his data. He always wanted to see a video. He was very, very eager to learn. And whether it be pitching mechanics or stats in the bullpen, it was also just like field maintenance or what I was teaching in class or what he was going to do in the future. Or we'd have wild talks about the afterlife or what we're going to do today, tomorrow, what if we die? Like the craziest, deep, very, very intelligent guy. So when I thought of Maddie, the first thing I thought of was these wild talks that I actually have with a lot of them. But I was always talking to Matt, especially on these indoor practices, because he was always around with me for the pitching stuff. So I got that, and I said, the dude is intelligent, deep thinking, open-minded, helped me learn a lot. And I think that the thing that I'll miss most about Matt as he goes on his way is the jokes that we have in the dugout. We're kind of sitting there chit-chatting. Obviously, Matt is one of the smartest dudes I've met here at Lakes, kid-wise. He's an intelligent guy. I'm telling you, I'm very positive that anything in the future, he's going to be very successful. Congratulations. JJ. Alright, so when I was thinking about writing for JJ, I was really remembering like the first impression I had of JJ, and it was something that isn't super typical, and it was that he was very, very, very verbal, vocal guy. So my first impression coming up, even though he wasn't like this gigantic dude, you got like doll standing next to him, And he comes up, and the first thing I was thinking is that this guy's a leader. So I remember just the first couple conversations we had when he was a sophomore, even earlier than that, it was kind of like, how are we going to lead? What words are we using? How are we talking to ourselves and to our teammates? Because that was another thing with him, is that he was a little critical of his team, but he was the hardest person on himself out of anyone else. So he was very self-critical, which is what leaders need to do. And something that really stuck out to me about JJ, more than any high school athlete I've ever had in soccer, football, wrestling, or baseball, is how observant he is. He is a student of life, not just baseball, but everything. The way you walk, the way you talk, where you're at, where you keep your stuff. All of these little, very, very crafty, and it showed on the field where he was always doing like little tinkers here or there, trying to get an edge on the competition. That's something I'm telling you, I have not seen it before this kid, with how he observes and how he tries to learn the in and outs of life, not just baseball. Incredibly intelligent, a very, very deep thinker, absolutely incredible with my two daughters, like he was their brother. It was absolutely unbelievable to watch. Some of the conversations that we have as being a father, it's very bizarre for me as well, so I like to talk about it a lot. Having kids, baseball, or sports in general, I love talking to him about the actual game of baseball because he's incredibly intelligent. Life, and then again, getting into the dimensional talks of the third, fourth, and fifth dimension. The growth that JJ's had over the last couple of years, I really can't believe that it's already over, but it has been unbelievable to watch. I can't even summarize what it's been because it was so quick, but the growth has been insane. Seeing where the kid was and where he's come to now, like I said, I can't believe that it's over. I think the last thing I said to him on a baseball field was, you know, it's going to be really weird without you here. So with all that said, he's obviously an incredible athlete, but I'll say beyond that, one of the most incredible humans I've ever encountered in my life. And I'm very positive that he's going to be an incredible father when he gets older, and in some capacity, an amazing leader. So congratulations, JJ.
As I thought about what to say about Derek, I've been having some conversations with people just about this group of seniors. Really, it's crazy to think that it's almost been 4 years there. We're saying goodbye. It's kind of hard. Really, the thing, Derek was on varsity as a freshman in the second half of his year. So really, you've been on varsity with me as long as I've been here, which is kind of crazy to think about. It's going to definitely be a change, but I'm happy for you moving on to exciting parts of your life. But Derek for us, really kind of the heart and soul of our team this year. He had over 400, was just a consistent player. And really, that's not what epitomizes Derek at all. I talked with the seniors about kind of what we want to do and how we want to change things and kind of just the culture that we've talked about. And Derek was one of those guys that really bought into it, was a leader for us throughout the whole year, somebody that I could go to and talk about things. And he told me kind of his honest feedback that I'm really going to miss coaching you, Derek. I wish you the best, bud, moving forward. All right, Will. All right, so Will for us played the outfield, really all over the outfield. He pitched in relief for us and was really all over the lineup in the heart of our order. He ended up finishing the year hitting over 300, threw some crucial games for us. Once again, the theme here is really Will's play on the field doesn't just really describe who he is as a person. The thing I'm going to miss most about Will, every day, no matter what, he'd come up to me and say, "How you doing, coach?" Literally verbatim. At every practice or every game, I'm in the dugout. These guys are probably laughing at me for some reason, and he comes up to me and just asks me how I'm doing. It's something simple, but it's kind of crazy to think about that. Really, Will, at the end of the day, Will just cares about everybody but himself first. Will, and I, you know, if there's somebody that, you know, I want to, you know, label as a leader for these guys that are sitting in front of you, Derek, the rest of our seniors, right? You're another guy that really epitomizes what being a good teammate is all about, Will. And I'm excited for you moving forward. I can't wait to come watch you at CLC, man. I wish you the best, buddy. So Evan had an awesome year for us this year. He led us in innings pitched out of the bullpen with 19 innings pitched, and they had a 3.5 ERA. He did an awesome job. Some pretty tough situations that we put him in. You know, in talking to Evan in the offseason, like, he was pretty clear with me that, you know, there's some things that he wanted to work on. And he was kind of updating me throughout the year on how things were going. But one thing that was pretty evident from Evan from the time Open Gym started to the season was that he put in an incredible amount of work to improve on things that he wanted to improve on. And I think that says a ton about you, Ev. As a person, you're a hard worker. You put your head down and go down and do what you need to do. And that says a lot about you. The second thing I want to recognize about Evan is he was crucial in terms of the culture that we're talking about. He was always one of the dudes in the dugout, no matter if he was in the game or not, locked in, and hold other people accountable to make sure that they brought the energy in our game. We talked a lot about how energy plays and feeds for the people that are playing in the game, and Evan did an awesome job in making sure that our dugout culture was what it needed to be, and I can't thank you enough for that. Like Will, I can't wait to come out and watch you play at CLC, buddy. I wish you but nothing but the best. Let's give these 10 seniors one more long. At this point, we're going to go over some individual awards. We had the honor of some all-academic award winners for our varsity squad this year. We were fortunate enough to have 13 all-academic, all-conference players, which these guys are student first. To have 13 out of 18 players on our team all-academic just says how much these guys put into the classroom. And when you guys get called up, please come get your award. Evan Dahl. Yeah. Jack Raffone. Jacob Sanderson. Carson Norris. Lucas Miller. Derek Lucier. Owen Kuzinski. Kyle Collada. Jaden Jackson. Ethan Jablonski. here. As I mentioned, Derek finished his season with a 436 average, a 1.329 OPS, and had 41 hits. Derek also had 18.1 innings pitched on the mound for us with an ERA under 1. Our second all-conference player is Jaden Jackson. Jaden was our most consistent pitcher on the mound this year. I think you'd ask anybody that on our team that when we gave the ball to Jaden, that we had the utmost confidence that Jaden was going to go out and give it his best. He finished the season with throwing 53 innings, which is by far the most innings on our team. He had a 5-1 record with a 1.58 ERA. He picked up wins against Johnsburg, Branson, Antioch, Lake Forest, and our regional semi against Carmel. Congrats on a great season. Our next all-conference player is Will Howe. Will finished our season hitting 327 and was second on our team in RBIs with 31. He also had 13.1 innings pitched in relief with a 1.57 ERA. Congrats on a great season. Our last all-conference player is Ethan Jablonski. Ethan played middle infield for us all year long. Solid up the middle for us. He finished his season hitting 329. Ethan's definitely got a bright future for us here moving forward at Lakes. Congrats on a great season. All right. At this point, I'd asked the seniors if they wanted to say anything to the group. And so we had a few brave souls volunteer to do so. So Derek and JJ are going to come up and say it.
All right, first and foremost, I think I can speak for all of us seniors is that we really believe that the future of Lakes is going to be the brightest it's probably ever been. I think the skill pool through every single level is just insane, and everyone's only going to get better from here. And I think the bonds that everyone has already, just between all the levels, again, like even between JV2 and JV1 and varsity, I think everyone got along super well this year, and I think that's really huge for an organization. And I think the most important thing is that everyone just needs to buy in. I think Giallo said a lot too, where it's really important to just have that like brotherhood and community as a team. And I think when you really buy into it, that's when Lakes baseball will be the best it's ever been. When everyone is helping each other out, everyone believes in one another and each other like themselves. And I think everyone just has to pull in the same direction, like Giallo said. Every single player, 1 through 9, on the field, off the field. I think once everyone's completely together, wholeheartedly, I think it's nothing but the best. And, you know, all of us seniors, we've lived through it the last 4 years. We've lived and learned from it, and it's always going to be a part of us. I think the best thing, too, is to take advantage of every opportunity you get. You know, all of our coaching staff, they do the most for us every single day. They're there for us. All of them come to listen for us. Like, they're making the same commitment we are. There's no reason we shouldn't show up just because we don't feel like it. I think there's times we probably, like, I could have gone to more liftings, and I think sometimes that becomes like the best thing that you remember. Like, it's the things you take away. It's all the little things. It's practices, spring break trips. It's everything. It's the culture. I think it's the best. Like, it's the most fun you'll ever have is when you enjoy every single solitary moment you had at this school and with everything we grew up with as a team. Like, it's really the best thing that, like, it's one of my favorite things I've done here. I think it's because of everyone that I met, and everyone that I played with, and it just made it the best thing ever. And I think, like, it's just our coaches and everything, like, the resources we have is just, it's the best, and I think everyone has to take the opportunity. I guess that's how.
Yeah, I don't have anything nearly as good as that, but we all realize that this is a night to commemorate what a great season all 3 levels have had. I think that's something special, but the theme throughout has been, we can't do it alone. And I'd like to, and all of us would like to take the moment to turn to your parents and give them a round of applause and say thank you for all the resources you've given us, the time, the drives, and everything you've provided for us. Along the same lines, you know, there's a handful of guys in here that sacrifice a lot of their time as well. You know, you think it's hard getting up at 6:20 to speed the lifting and, you know, off there at 5:45 to open the doors, get the locker room out, get you guys food, you know. So that stuff is really underappreciated, you know. And I think now would be the perfect time to turn to these guys, give them another round of applause for all the things that they do. For that, we got a few special things for at least our varsity guys from the senior 10.
Well, boys, I appreciate you guys doing that. You guys definitely didn't have to do that. It's much appreciated. Thank you very much. Now I don't understand why you guys were trying to pull my girlfriend away from me. Harder early. I'm trying to understand what kind of conversation is going on. In continuing on with the night here, we have a few more awards for each level. The first award we got is Team MVP that the boys voted on for each level. The Team MVP is somebody that not only had a positive impact on the field, but somebody that really had a positive impact on their teammates. So that combination. And so this, as I said, this award was voted for by the players in each level. So our varsity MVP is Derek Lucius. Our JV MVP is Jacob Kane.
Congrats, Tanner. Congrats, Tanner.
Our JV2 MVP is Peter Nick. Let's give these guys a round of applause. Our second award is our Eagle Award. Our Eagle Award is given to somebody that went above and beyond to try to be a supportive teammate. This award was voted on by the players as well at each level. So our Varsity Eagle Award winners are Kyle Kalata, Jacob Sanderson, and Jaden Jackson. Our JV Eagle Award winners are Ian Hackney, Nathan Mead, Our JV2 Eagle Award winners are Clayton Parker, Aiden Hack, and Matthew Sanderson. Let's give this group a round of applause. Yes, Our last award of the night is our talent award. It's given to somebody the coaches believe really had a team-first attitude and approach all year. They didn't think twice of it, just really did whatever the team needed to be successful. So our varsity talent award winner is Luke May. Our JV award winner is Aaron Haley. Our JV2 award winner is Hunter Burkdahl. Let's give this group a round of applause. Lastly, once again, I'd just like to thank everybody once for coming out again, for all your support, really making the last 4 months of this season an awesome time to be a part of the Lakes baseball program. I think, as these guys, the seniors, had mentioned, some other people as well tonight, the Lakes baseball program is in a great spot. We've got a lot of great kids and families, and I'm happy to be leading the charge here. Just want to thank you guys again for everything you've done this year. You guys are more than welcome to grab any food that you want. Appreciate you guys coming out